Welcome back to Hunter Explains. In today's episode, we're diving into the colorful world of hunting slang. The sayings, phrases, and shorthand that hunters use in camps, blinds, and trucks across the country. If you've ever been confused hearing someone say they jumped a covey or that they dropped a swamp donkey, this is your guide. We're breaking down dozens of colloquial terms, where they come from, and how hunters actually use them. Sit back, relax, and let's get into the language of the hunt. Section 1. General hunting slang. Let's start with some of the most common terms you'll hear across hunting communities. Tag soup. This is what you get when you don't fill your hunting tag during the season. Instead of venison steaks or elk chops, your meal is just a bowl of disappointment. Tag soup. Hunters use it as a badge of humility, acknowledging that the hunt isn't always successful. Wall hanger. A wall hanger is a trophy animal, usually a buck or bull, that's impressive enough to mount on the wall. Hunters will use it casually, like saw a wall hanger cross the ridge at first light. Rack. In hunting circles, this refers to the antlers of a deer, elk, or moose. Phrases like big rack, basket rack, or non-typical rack are shorthand ways of describing antler size and configuration. Meat buck. When a hunter says they shot a meat buck, it means the animal wasn't necessarily trophy-sized, but it's perfect for filling the freezer. It highlights the practical side of hunting. Food on the table. Boom stick. That's a rifle, plain and simple. You might also hear smoke pole, especially for muzzle loaders. Honey hole. A secret, productive hunting spot that consistently produces game. Hunters protect the locations of their honey holes like family heirlooms. Burning daylight. A reminder that time in the field is precious. If you're still sipping coffee at camp when the sun's up, someone might nudge you with, "Come on, you're burning daylight." Section 2. Deer hunting terminology. Deer hunters have their own rich vocabulary, and a lot of it centers around antlers, behavior, and tactics. Swamp donkey. This is a slang term for a massive, usually older buck, especially one that haunts lowland or marshy areas. Hunters love using colorful names for big deer, and swamp donkey is one of the more vivid ones. Basket buck. A younger buck with a small rack that looks like it could hold a basket. Not a trophy, but often a sign of a healthy population. Spike. A yearling buck that has only two unbranched antlers sticking straight up. Hunters often debate whether it's better to harvest spikes or let them grow. Ghost buck. A mature, smart deer that always seems to vanish before you get a shot. Hunters will say, "He's a ghost. Been chasing him for years." The rut, the breeding season for deer. It's when bucks throw caution to the wind, chasing does, fighting rivals, and often making mistakes that give hunters opportunities. Related slang includes rut-crazed and lovesick. Scrape line. A series of bare spots in the ground where bucks paw and urinate to mark territory. Hunters often key in on scrape lines during the rut. Booner, short for Boone and Crockett, referring to an animal that scores high enough to make the Boone and Crockett record book. Calling a deer a booner means it's a monster. Section 3. Waterfowl and upland bird hunting terms. Bird hunters are some of the most passionate about slang, and their phrases often cross into humor. Sky busting, taking unethical, long-range shots at birds way out of range. Nobody likes a sky buster. Commit. When ducks or geese lock their wings and drop into your decoys, hunters get excited when they see birds commit because it means a shot opportunity is seconds away. Covey. A small flock of quail or partridge. The phrase "jumped a covey" means you startled a group into flushing. Rooster, slang for a male pheasant, especially the colorful ringneck. You'll often hear hunters yell, "Rooster!" to call out a flushing male. Greenhead, a drake mallard duck, considered the prize of waterfowling because of its beauty and table quality. Feathers in the wind, a poetic way of describing missed shots. Instead of bringing down a bird, all you did was scatter feathers. Decoy shy, birds that have seen too many spreads and won't finish into decoys. Hunters will say those late-season honkers are decoy shy. Section 4. Predator and small game hunting terms. Even the smaller critters inspire colorful slang. Song dog, a common nickname for coyotes because of their yipping and howling vocalizations. Trash panda, that's the raccoon, a mischievous and opportunistic critter. Bushy tail, slang for squirrels. You'll often hear, "Bagged a few bushy tails for the pot." Thumper, sometimes used for rabbits, referencing the thumping sound they make when startled. Varminter, a term for someone focused on hunting nuisance animals like coyotes, groundhogs, or prairie dogs. Calling in a dog, the phrase for luring a coyote with predator calls. Hunters will proudly say, "Called in a dog at 200 yards." Section 5. Big game and Western hunting terms. Western hunting, especially for elk and antelope, has its own slang. Bugle, the iconic mating call of a bull elk. Hunters imitate bugles with calls to locate or challenge bulls. Raghorn, a young bull elk with a small rack. Often not a trophy, but fine eating. Toad, slang for a massive, impressive animal. You'll hear, "That's a toad of a bull." Speed goat, a pronghorn antelope, known for their speed and wide-open habitat. High country refers to alpine areas where mule deer and elk live during summer and early fall. Packing out, the process of hauling meat and antlers out of the back country. Often grueling, always memorable. Punching a tag, successfully harvesting an animal. The moment you validate your license. Section 6. Weapons, gear, and shooting slang. Hunters have endless terms for their tools. Stick and string, slang for a bow. Traditional archers especially like this phrase. Broadhead, the sharp hunting tip for arrows. Phrases like mechanical broadhead or fixed blade are common. Lead slinger, a humorous term for a rifle or shotgun. Scattergun, a shotgun, especially when used for birds. Rangefinder, sometimes called the magic box, because it takes the guesswork out of judging distance. Glass. To glass is to use binoculars or a spotting scope. Hunters spend hours glassing hillsides to find animals. Shooting sticks, a rest used in the field. You might hear, "Set up on the sticks at 200 yards." Section 7. Camp and culture slang. Half the fun of hunting is the culture around it, and slang thrives in camp. Buck fever. That adrenaline rush when a big animal steps out, hands shaking, heart pounding, breath short. Grip and grin. The classic photo of a hunter kneeling with their harvested animal, gripping antlers or horns, and grinning at the camera. Drag out, the hard labor of hauling an animal from the woods. Hunters joke, the real hunt begins at the drag-out. Camp meat. The first animal taken, often small game cooked up to feed the camp crew. Hot spotting, telling people exactly where you killed an animal. In most circles, this is frowned upon. The one that got away. Hunters love to tell fish stories, but they also tell deer stories. This phrase captures the heartbreak of a missed shot or a spooked giant. Blood trail. The evidence a wounded animal leaves behind. Following the blood trail is both science and art. Section 8. Regional and localized terms. Hunting slang often shifts by region. Coulee. In the west, a ravine or drainage where game often hides. Holler. In the south, a valley or wooded area. Hunters might say, "He ran up the holler." Cutover. In the southeast, this means a recently logged area where deer love to feed. Popple slashing. In the north woods, this refers to clear cuts filled with young aspen, great deer habitat. Bush plain. In Alaska, hunters rely on small aircraft to access remote areas. Meat pole. In northern camps, hunters hang game on a meat pole for processing and cooling. Section 9. Humor, nicknames, and tall tales. Hunters are natural storytellers, and slang reflects that humor. Tree shaker, a massive animal that looks like it could knock down trees. Crooked horn, an old buck or bull with unusual antler growth. Yard sale, when a hunter drops all their gear after a fall or stumble, leaving equipment scattered. Ground shrinkage, the phenomenon where an animal looks huge through the scope but smaller once you walk up on it. Lawn dart, a humorous nickname for arrows stuck in the dirt after a miss. Bang flop, when an animal drops instantly after the shot. And there you have it, the slang, the sayings, and the humor that make up the language of hunters. Whether you're a seasoned outdoorsman or just getting started, knowing the lingo helps you feel like part of the community. Remember, slang isn't just words, it's culture, tradition, and the shared bond of hunters everywhere. Thanks for tuning in to Hunter Explains. If you enjoyed this deep dive into hunting language, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and share your favorite slang term in the comments below. Until next time, hunt safe, respect the land, and we'll see you in the woods.